Hi. So I'm really bored at a client's house. So I thought I'd do a quick little live video, and by quick I mean a decent Q&A list. I know a couple of you on my friends list already have Ehlers-Danlos and know exactly what it's about and what it deals with, but this is going to be about my particular type. Okay, so first question is, what type of EDS do you have? I have hypermobility EDS, or Ehlers-Danlos, which used to be called type 3, but is now just hypermobility, and it's been an interesting thing. It doesn't just affect, and hypermobility specifically, it's just over flexibility, but because of the loose collagen and loose ligaments and all that really fun stuff. So all my joints are really loose. You're kind of measured on a scale. I think it's called the Baton scale. It depends on how flexible or over flexible you are. So yeah, I'm right now officially a hypermobility type. That could change. I was tested for vascular type, but so far I'm okay from that. Second question, when were you diagnosed? I was actually diagnosed over the summer, but I at least strongly suspected a few months before that, just because I was reading a lot and I was like, okay, well, this could maybe be it, but also I don't know. But yeah, it took a really, really long time. My mom had fought for a diagnosis for years with my pediatricians and other doctors, because there was just a lot of things that I just went right under the radar for. And it was like, oh, well, she's just an active kid. Oh, she's just shy. She'll grow out of it. Yeah. Turns out I have Ehlers-Danlos, but yeah, I was officially diagnosed in July of 2018. So a month before my birthday, my 26th birthday, and it took an hour. Once we were in, it took an hour after years of trying to get doctors to pay attention and trying to get doctors to notice that something wasn't quite right. My preschool teacher knew that something was wrong, though, because I think she had mentioned to my parents something about really velvety skin and weak handshake, so weak hands, but that's about it. She didn't really go any further than that, because I don't know if she really recognized anything more than that. And we had talked about I had gone to therapies for it, but I was officially diagnosed this summer, and it's very exciting. Number 3 is comorbidities. Right now, I was diagnosed with migraines back when I was 21. I also have anxiety, depression, and suspected PTSD. But at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and say I have PTSD. Though I don't know about I think to a point the anxiety was definitely a comorbid diagnosis, especially when I was younger. But as I've gotten older and as I've actually experienced some trauma and whatnot, I don't know how much the EDS ties into the mental health aspect. Right now we are also working on getting my heart checked out, because while I so far have not tested positive for vascular EDS, which involves your heart, that doesn't mean that there's nothing wrong with my heart. Like, I have a lot of high palpitations. My heartbeat is way too high, even at resting state. So working on getting that diagnosed and that figured out, and we'll see what happens from there. How hypermobile are you? Is the question before. So like I said, there's a Beighton scale, and the doctor I went to, which was a geneticist at UK in pediatrics, he said I was quite flexible. I never got like an actual number, but let me just say that a child should not be breaking their arm like 3 times by the time they were 9. That's not normal. First time I broke my arm or my wrist was when I was like 3. So yeah, I've twisted my ankles a bunch of times, or I can bend my fingers back. I can do a lot of things that you shouldn't do. Let's see. Number 5 is, are you stretching? And I'm assuming that means like skin stretchiness, because there is a common symptom with EDSers where your skin can be really stretchy. And right now it's not. So, however, like, it does scar really badly, which I don't know. Some of you may have seen like the scars like on my chest, around my collarbone, and my arm, or my right wrist, and that's because I scar really badly. So as far as skin goes, that's really it. Mobility aids. Right now, I am lucky enough, I don't know if that's the right word, but right now I'm not using any mobility aids. That is to say that I won't need them in the future. I did notice more recently that I feel a lot more supportive and supported, using or leaning on a chair, or if I'm shopping, or pushing the shopping cart. But currently, I'm not using any mobility aids, but I may in the future. And honestly, I'm kind of at a point where I hope I do get something, because that would make life a little easier as far as walking and as far as standing. Number 7 is pain management. I'm still in a lot of pain. I think my baseline right now is about a 4 on a fairly regular basis, with 10 being the highest. So yeah, it's not great. It really sucks. I hate it. But right now I'm not on a lot of pain management. The only pain management I'm in is managing my migraines, and I am on medication for that, as well as the as needed, like caffeine through Excedrin. So far, nothing else is being managed. I did just get a brace for my back to try to help with stability and as far as my lumbar. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I don't really know, like I said. And I also have compression socks, which allow me to stand a little bit longer. Yeah, here is this beautiful girl, Lulu. Anyway, yeah, I use compression socks or high knee compression socks. I'm also using kind of like low ankle boots that are kind of a bit of a low heel, to like keep my knees in position. So that helps me stand a little bit longer. So right now it's just like little bits and pieces that we can kind of do. Like, I also have compression socks, as well as like sock wraps to wear at night, or if I'm just relaxing. Number 8 is surgeries. I have had surgeries, but so far I haven't had like any EDS related surgeries. I've had surgeries for, I guess like when I broke my arm the first time. That was considered an EDS surgery without us knowing it was an EDS surgery. So, yeah, sorry, I've already taken my medicine for the night. But so far I haven't had any, like, current EDS surgeries. Though now that I think about it, I did have my gallbladder taken out back in 2011, and that may have been EDS related. I know that a lot of EDS patients can also deal with a lot of organ issues. Which reminds me, back to number 3, which was comorbidities. I do also have, like, I think it's my liver. I am having some issues with that, that I'm trying to get back on track, or at least, like, erase some of the damage done. And another thing I just remembered was sensory processing disorder, also for number 3, so I'm going a little backward here, but yeah, a lot of, I can't eat a lot of, like, vegetables. There are a lot of foods I can't eat. Vegetables is, like, a big one, so that makes it really, really hard, and probably is part of the harm that's happened to my liver. Anyway, number 9 is hospital stays. I have had hospital stays, but so far they've just been more migraine related than anything else. Yeah, everything else I've done has been sort of like one day outpatient thing. But for migraines, I've stayed about 3 days before. And let's see, number 10 is what is my normal? I don't really know what that means as far as this, but I guess, like, having about a level 4 for daily pain is my normal. Wearing, like, and then having a level, like, 2 at most for a migraine. But yeah, I guess that's what would be considered my normal. I can't really stand long periods of time, so that's really fun. Okay, number 11 is what is your flare like? And I'm guessing that's, like, pain flares. When I start feeling like I'm in a lot of pain, it affects everything. It affects not just, like, the joint that is particularly hurting. It affects my muscles. It affects the other joints. So it gets to the point where I can't really function, and I have to sit. And actually, basically, I just have to, like, lay down on my bed, and I'm done for the day. When that starts happening, for example, I went shopping with my mom, and when we got home, my body was just so done. Let's see. Number 12, what specialists or types of doctors do you see? So right now I just see my neurologist and Dr. Paul, who is the pediatric geneticist at UK in the children's ward. I'm working on seeing a cardiologist next month to try to start figuring out what's going on with my heart. So that'll be someone else to add onto my team. And then I think we're also gonna start trying to figure out who to see for my primary caregiver, and also a physical therapist, since PT is supposed to be really good for EDS patients. Okay, funniest EDS story. Oh my god. I don't actually know. I haven't lived with the awareness of having EDS very long, so I might have to come back to that one at a later date. Let's see. Number 14, worst doctor experience. Okay, worst doctor experience. Okay, I have a story for you. So I was having some really, really bad hip and nerve pain, which probably now looking back, was very directly connected to the Ehlers-Danlos, simply because of I fell on my hip really badly back in 2013, and no one could really figure out what was going on, like, in the joint, but since it never healed properly, and healing badly is a / not at all is a big symptom of Ehlers-Danlos. So anyway, I was having really bad pain, and I went to the ER because it was so bad, and then we finally got in to see a specialist, and he didn't listen to me. Was in and out of the room the whole time, and then finally came back and was like, okay, you either have MS or something else, and don't remember what it was. It was something that was rather extreme and was not anything like Ehlers-Danlos. It was just, you have this or this. Of course, as someone with really bad anxiety, that was the worst day of my life. At the time, like, I was completely panicked, and I was just like, there's no way. And, like, I was on the verge of tears, and my mom was just, like, my poor mom, she was just like, no, we're gonna try to get into your neurologist, and we're gonna figure something out, because it just does not seem right. And she was right. Like, we talked to my neurologist, and we talked to the PT that I was ordered through my neurologist, and both of them were just like, no. I don't know. We never, like, fully discovered what it was. Oh, actually, I take it back. My neurologist did say it was, like, exoskeletal or something. I want to say it was exoskeletal. But now I know that even if it was exoskeletal, it was definitely, like, EDS, simply because if the joint is injured, then you're basically screwed. Let's see. Best doctor experience. Okay, the best doctor experience, other than my general neurologist, actually I have a new neurologist now, who's the head of the neurology department. But anyway, other than her, my best doctor's experience was with the geneticist who diagnosed me. We told him everything that was going on and everything I'd experienced, and, like, all my medical records, and, like, we went through the whole medical story, and like, from the time we got into his office until the time we left, it took an hour. After almost 26 years of trying to figure out what has been going on with my body, and with, like, the hypermobility and the fatigue and the anemia, like, we had a diagnosis after an hour. So yeah, that was fast, and that was probably, like, the best experience. Like, and just talking to him, I just feel, every time I feel incredibly validated. He he just, like, yeah, everything you're experiencing, right, is Ehlers-Danlos, and at least connected in some form or another. Okay, sorry, I was talking to making facial expressions of my partner. Anyway, number 16, what is your support system like? Okay, so my support system, I feel like, is kind of varied depending on who I'm talking to about this. With my partner, it's like, we're gonna do whatever is needed. I can talk about whatever I want to talk about. I can talk about how, my concerns. I can talk about we need to be prepared if I end up needing a wheelchair. We need to be prepared if I end up needing a service dog. We need to be prepared, like, all this stuff. But yeah, it definitely varies. Friends are like, yeah, you know, ow, that was my hip. I don't know if you heard it, but with friends, it's like, yeah, you know, we'll get you whatever you need is fine. So, all in all, it's pretty good. It could be a little better, but like with like my friends, with my partner, it's all good. Let's see. Do you think EDS is expensive? It can be, I think, just because of the medical bills, any potential mobility devices, any surgeries. It definitely can be expensive depending on what your symptoms are like. Right now, mine isn't terribly, though it might become later, depending on if I need braces, like any more like sturdier braces. Because like I said earlier, all I have right now is a lumbar brace, and that was like $10, I think. No, $20, which isn't bad, considering that it came out of my own pocket, so to speak. But we're gonna see if we can get those reimbursed through insurance. I don't know if that'll be possible, but we're gonna try. But yeah, I think like if you have more digestive issues and you have to get a feeding tube, then yeah, it can definitely be expensive, because I know there can be complications. But right now, it's, for me at least, it's pretty low cost so far. If I end up getting a cane or something, anything for mobility, then that price is gonna go up. But for now, it's not terrible. So I guess that's gonna be a work in progress. Let's see. Number 18 is, do you consider yourself disabled? Yes. I wouldn't have said so, before 23, or before like 20, before I was 21. But yeah, I definitely consider myself disabled, not just because of the migraines, not just because of mental health, but like my hip's really bad, so that's chronic pain. And my fatigue's gotten a lot worse, and I can't like stand for long periods of time. I'm always sort of at like this low level of pain. So yeah, I would definitely consider myself disabled. And that's a term that I use. My parents don't like me using that term. And like, I get it, because they don't really want me to like go around saying, oh yeah, I'm a chronically ill disabled child. Because that terminology is kind of heavy, but yeah, for me at least, I do consider myself disabled, and it's taken a really long time to be okay with that, but right now I'm good with that, because it's true. I can't like go walking for endless amount of time. I can't stand for endless amount of time. I've probably been in the hospital more than most people, because of my health. So, yeah. I mean, like, I work with the Disability Resource Center. So, yeah. Let's see. 19. Have you experienced ableism? Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Let me just say, yeah. I said yes. Let's see. I'm not gonna like go into the whole thing because the whole thing was like a mess. But basically, I was talking to someone over a year ago. So I started dating my current partner in August. I guess it would have been May or so. They were fine until I started having continual migraines for a week. Then it was like not fine. Then it became, all about them. Then it became like literally they made my chronic illness and my chronic disorders about them. It was never what can I do or what could I do to help make your pain better. It was, what do I do if I get bored? Yeah. It was pretty bad. So yeah, I dropped them pretty fast. I've experienced ableism from my own parents, which has gotten better, considering this new diagnosis, which is good. Yeah, I'm just good. I can't think of anything right now because I'm way too sleepy, and it's 11:15, which means my medication's been in my system for over an hour. But yes, I've experienced a lot of ableism, and it's not been fun. It's very frustrating. I've experienced ableism as far as like, oh well, you don't look sick, and I've experienced ableism in terms of my mental health. So yeah. Number 20, worst part of EDS, probably the pain, the constant pain. I don't really get much relief from it. I have days where it's really, really low, but like, especially lately, because I've pushed myself a lot, which was not a smart idea. I will tell you that right now. I've been at like a 4 or 5 at most. And this doesn't help that I've been doing some rover gigs to make money and also hang out with dogs, which means I'm running around a lot. The fatigue is really hard too, because I can't do a lot because I get really tired. But yeah, I think like the pain, mainly the pain and the isolation, because I don't like, yeah, I know a couple people with EDS, in Facebook world, but not so many in real life. I don't know a lot of people, in my town with this, and the only person that understood chronic illness and I knew in person, as far as like more than mental health, ended up being a shit human. And yeah, I don't think she would have liked if I suddenly was like, hey, by the way, I have EDS and I may also have POTS. But we don't know yet, but I definitely have something wrong with my heart. So I don't think she would have liked that, and that just would have been, and like, this person, she wrote me an email when I was in the hospital because of a migraine. She didn't even bother. Like, she ignored all my calls. So yeah, she's kind of a shit person. But yeah, the isolation can be a little bad too, and a little depressing, because I don't have a lot of like in town, or at least in the tri-state area, that I know who also has EDS and who understands. Okay. One thing EDS has taken from you. Oh my god. I don't actually know. Because I've had it my entire life. I just didn't know. So, like, what's not considered normal is my normal. So I don't really know what it would have taken away from me. And I don't really know what it would have has given me either. Because, like, other than, like, having to grow up kind of fast. We're just gonna skip those because I honestly don't know. Okay, number 23. Something you wish everyone understood. That I hurt a lot all the time. That I'm not gonna get better from this. In fact, I'll probably get worse. There is a huge possibility that I will get worse because I don't know if I've gotten worse like since or between now and when I was a kid, but I'm like I never remember being even at this level of pain as a kid. Like I didn't give a fuck, to be honest. And I did what the fuck I wanted to do. But, like, I did start experiencing little things here and there. At least in high school, I remember I hyperextended my knee. I had to go to therapy for several weeks in high school. So I don't know, I guess just like mainly that I'm never gonna get better and that this is really hard to live with, and I have really good days and I have really bad days, and just because I have a good day doesn't mean that I'm gonna have a good day every day. Doesn't mean I'm miraculously better, and I'll even have like half a good day and then the rest will be a bad day. I've had a lot of those days where it's mixed, and that's terrible. But yeah, I think that's about it as far as like what I would want people to know. I don't really have anything specific at the moment. If you could rid yourself of one EDS symptom, what would it be? The joint pain. Or just pain in general. One person you're grateful for. My partner. Honestly. They stayed during the diagnosis process, and like they're so willing to talk about like, okay, well, if you need a wheelchair, we'll fucking figure out how to make you a customized wheelchair. If you need a dog, we'll get you a dog. If you need a walker, we'll make it the best damn one we can. Like, it's amazing. So yeah, I'm incredibly grateful to have them in my life. Scariest part of your future with ADS. I think the scariest part is just like how bad I have the potential to get. Because like the unknown. Honestly, I don't know a lot of what's gonna happen. You know, even like 5 years from now. I don't know if I'm gonna get worse. I don't know if I'm gonna need any feeding tubes. I don't know if I'm gonna have like suddenly develop. I don't know. I don't know. Um, I don't know if this heart thing is going to be. I guess like the scariest thing is I don't know. Just yeah, that's really all I can say because I'm still learning about this. Like I I know that a lot of people are really lucky in the sense that they get diagnosed early, but I had to wait so long. Like my family had to fight for this diagnosis, and now we're just like on a crash course, so to speak, of like figuring everything out. Um, Number 27, what are your health goals? Right now to just sort of like try to backtrack any liver, I think is what I did. I think that's what it is. Anyway, liver damage. Try to eat slightly better. Yeah, those are really it for now. Just to like try to manage what I can manage. Get any mobility devices I might need. Get into physical therapy, and try to just manage really. Number 28. Have you ever met someone in person with EDS? No. And that is back to feeling very isolated. I don't know anybody else in my surrounding area who has this. If there was a cure for EDS, would you take it? Hell yes. Like, this has been a yeah, because I don't like being in a lot of pain. I don't like having potential comorbidities. Wow, that's a hard word to say. I don't like having, the migraines. I don't like being in pain. I don't like the fear of the unknown as far as this. So yes, but also maybe no. Just because like it's kind of been a part of who I am now. I don't know. That's a tough question. Number 30. How do you make your invisible illness visible? By doing this. And I think I'm gonna start a YouTube channel and talk about my journey with it. I'm also occasionally posting like Instagram photos about what life is like with EDS as regards to like pain days or when I do the sock wraps. So I cut my hair primarily because of it. So I have one less thing to worry about. Right now, that's about it. I don't really have I don't have any mobility devices. I do have a black and white, what I'm calling zebra-inspired planner, and that I do carry around and keep track of like all my heart rate stuff and but so far that's it. And the last one is, what does awareness mean to you? So, to me, it means that not only will more people be able to be diagnosed who maybe, like me, have, gone under the radar and have gone missed for years, but it also means, like, hopefully that there will be more chances for, I guess, for lack of a better word, a cure, because right now this is not curable. But not only that, like, better pain management, better access to doctors who are aware of what's going on and who are educated about it, because right now I'm going to be lucky enough just to find a doctor who is even willing to learn, because what I'm slowly figuring out is I have to be the expert in my own disorder. my own illness. So that means I have to like learn everything that I can and like take, and that's like why I'm keeping a planner or whatever to keep track of all my symptoms, keep track of how I'm feeling on particular days, what I did, like if I'm in pain, like what happened that caused that pain or that may have triggered that pain. I have to be my own expert right now, which is fine, which I think if anyone has a chronic illness, it's probably a solid idea to be your own expert, or to be an expert simply to like help yourself and help figure out what you need to do next. But on the flip side, if you're the only one who is an expert, like myself and my mom and my family and my partner, even eventually, we're going to have to be the experts on my EDS. And if we have kids, or when we have kids and they have EDS, we're gonna have to be the experts on that. And which is, like I said, it's fine, but like, we're not medical professionals. We haven't gone through, well, my mother is, but that's irrelevant at this point right now. Like, the point is, we didn't go to medical school to learn about the body and learn how things work. And I have to do that. I have to learn everything and learn what I might need and figure out what I might need and talk to doctors and like push and say like, look, do we need PT? Okay, we need PT. We need to talk to someone about getting into PT. Like, immediately we need a primary care provider who can listen and actually research with us, because otherwise I won't get the proper care. We have to be prepared to maybe move to Cincinnati if I'm not getting the proper care here. Like, it's a lot. And if you're younger than 20, like if you're still a teenager, then that's really hard. And it's not, there's just so little known in the medical world about Ehlers-Danlos. And everyone, like, and it also makes it really hard that every Ehlers-Danlos patient basically has customized symptoms. And what I mean by that is that someone who has the same type as me, which, like I said earlier, is hypermobility, they may not have as bad scarring as I do. They may have worse scarring than I do. They may not have much joint pain, or they might need a walker right now, or they might be completely confined to a wheelchair, or they might have, gastroparesis. Right now, the major thing for me is the pain and the instability, the general instability. And doctors don't realize that. Like, right now, I think we're just like a paragraph or so in textbooks. It doesn't say that it's quite literally individualized. So yeah, that's hard. I think that's like primarily why it's most important, is because there's not a lot known. And like, I don't know if you've heard of this, but doctors, anyone with a rare disorder is going to have heard the term zebras. But it's basically the idea that like doctors are taught to look for horses and not zebras, meaning that they are taught to look for the more common disorders and the more common medical problems and not for the rare ones. Because if they're always looking for the rare ones. They're going to be diagnosing people every day with like MS, with fibromyalgia, which may not be a terrible idea, but I guess it could cause some problems. So they don't even think to look for the zebras. They don't even think to look for the rare stuff. I don't know. There's so many things that awareness could do for ADS patients. Yeah, that's all the questions I got. I guess if you have any questions that I didn't answer, feel free to message me. I will tell you right now, I don't know a whole lot even about my own type, as far other than like the basic stuff. I'm still, and that's another thing, I'm still like learning about my own type and my own experience with it. So that's been fun. But yeah, if you have any other questions about Ehlers-Danlos, then I can try to answer. If you have Ehlers-Danlos and you know somebody near me, I would love to talk to you about that, because I think there is one person that I know who has EDS, but we're not going to talk about her. She's kind of problematic and toxic, so we're going to forget I ever mentioned that. But yeah, if you have any questions, you know where to find me. Bye.